and gentlemen, welcome to New Spaces project here in Minneapolis. We are at the Winslow House. This is Jessica's and Nathan's home. It is a condominium project. We have 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and we're going to take you through a transformation in a 1980s condominium building. We're going to see a kitchen main level, common areas transformation. We're going to see a primary suite, bedroom, bathroom, and a walk-in closet. We're going to see a compact laundry closet, and I want you to see what it takes to renovate these 1980s condo buildings, the different challenges that remodelers face, and what we need to do to get from point A to point B all the way to the finish line. I think we're going to start right here in the kitchen area. And if we start by examining in condominium projects, some of the challenges or some of the existing conditions that we have to pay attention to. In a condo building, all systems are stacking through each floor. We're on the 2nd floor right now. And what I mean with system stacking, that is plumbing, that is HVAC systems, that all are uniform in each floor. Therefore, sometimes we have to pay special attention to the systems design, in particular in condo buildings. So when we changed the floor plan, this was a 1980s kitchen, and we had a U-configured kitchen with a peninsula, and we had a full wall that separated the kitchen from the family room, TV, entertaining area. And as we all know today, the way we live, 9 out of 10 times, our goal in a remodel is to connect the adjacent spaces. We also changed the traffic pattern and how we come in to the kitchen. So where you see the refrigerator right now, that was actually the doorway that took you from the front entry into the kitchen. What you see here, this section was completely removed. So we had a cabinetry wall facing the living room. Now, with this space plan change, we also allowed for a complete reconfiguration of the cabinetry plan. And what you see here is a L-configured, center island oriented kitchen. And in the 80s and 90s, we saw a lot of U-kitchens. The difference with these kitchen designs is that in a U-kitchen, which is very compact, everything is very close by, so the work triangle typically is performing exceptionally well. The problem is that it is a 1-person kitchen, and it is not offering up sight lines, because with the U, you usually have upper cabinetry that sits down over a peninsula and thereby blocking the sight lines. So everything that we see today, just like in this condominium project also, is that we greatly improved sight lines and the flow of natural light through the building. In a condo project also, the things that we have to manage more closely is how we get things in and how we get things out from the building. So for our team, that means that we also protect all the areas leading to the work area. So that means the condominium common areas, the hallways, the elevators. And that also means that the attention that has to be put to how the facilities management together with our production team work together is really important, so that everybody in the building knows what's going on and understands how this project will be progressing throughout. A few other items that's important to remember in condominium buildings are systems and structure. In this case, like many other condominium buildings, we're dealing with a post-tension slab construction. We're dealing with inabilities of just moving things around all too much. So here, for instance, you see our ceilings, you see dropped soffits, which are housing all the systems, electrical, and getting infrastructure from point A to point B. But we use this opportunity also to put in a coffered tray ceiling here, where we actually raised the ceiling all the way up to the post-tension slab floor system that is above. That creates a nice feature, and by doing so, we also have to pay attention to things like sprinklers. And with wall removal in a condominium building, what you effectively are doing is you're changing the square footage and the calculations for each individual space. So we also have to pay attention to that. And in a condo renovation, a lot of times the sprinkler design becomes one additional component that our team has to account for. And we usually work with sprinkler specialists to execute on that. And you have to have a certain amount of water disbursement in a particular space. So that is going to dictate the number of sprinkler heads that are needed and where they are to be placed. We're standing in the living room, and it may be difficult for you to picture, but if you look at the before and after floor plans, you see what a profound impact the wall removal between the kitchen and the living room actually has. The effect from a visual and a spatial standpoint is pretty transformational. The sight lines, the connection of the two spaces, it really feels and looks like there was a room addition that was added. But this is what happens when you remove full walls and you actually get a sight line now that moves you front to back of this entire common living area. And I just want you to picture what it would be like to entertain a group of 30 or 40 people in the before plan. It just plainly would not be possible. In summary, when we are talking about kitchen main level common areas projects, in the 1960s, 70s, even into the 80s, we built fairly compartmentalized. What that means is that every room was a secluded area. And in today's design, when kitchens are more like a living space rather than a utilitarian space, we simply want to be able to open up that space and include both areas. In condominiums, space in general is more compact, and the solutions for a laundry closet are nestled into a hallway that leads you into the primary suite here. We don't need more than about 8 feet, and this, as you see, houses a utility sink, folding capability, and a stackable washer dryer with a few open shelf design elements just to keep the product there. But you see that in a very compact space, you're able to pack in quite the bit of punch. Another one of the main features of this project that I'm really proud of how Ryan Tuftedal's team and our team worked together on creating this primary suite. By recreating the bathroom to a slightly more generous space plan, you're able to get that much more air, and you're actually able to get a separate walk-in closet that has its own doorway. What you see here is the same locations that were utilized in this renovation. So the shower sits in the same location with a slightly nuanced design move that you may not immediately pick up on, but the controls for the shower were located now in this wall in order for the person who gets into the shower before they do, they can turn it on without getting wet and getting cold water sprayed on them. So little moves like that when we come back and renovate existing things is we just make some tweaks to make life a little bit easier. Toilet location, of course, sits in the same, for the same reasons that we discussed earlier. All systems in a condominium building stack. So for us to move toilets, that would mean core drilling into the post-tension slab, a lot of engineering, and sometimes that is just not worth the effort. You see a beautiful tile floor, double sink vanity, quartz tops, and the linen closet area housed into the bathroom with a separate entrance to the walk-in closet that sits outside. The layout of this walk-in closet is actually very brilliantly executed. So you see a U configured, meaning you walk in and you have access to both sides, and at the end of the closet, you have double hanging on both sides, Plenty of room for special jewelry, belts, shoes have their own place. Everything has its place, every place has its thing, and as you see, this cabinetry sits elevated off the floor, so cleanability is helped by that as well. This is part of Quest cabinetry systems that we utilized in this walk-in closet as well. A few words and a shout out to our partners on this project. So Quest Cabinetry out of Wisconsin. This is an all Quest kitchen. We have quartz countertops, Granite Tops, our partner, and also Warner Stellian, who provided the full GE appliance suite here. We're happy that you joined us today at NewSpace's virtual happy hour home tour. Go to our website, newspaces.com. Every month we will be reviewing a specific project from a specific time era, a specific project style. Welcome to New Spaces, and we'll see you next time.